G'day Bomber fans, sorry I didn't upload yesterday. I had a stomach bug over the weekend, not fun, but that isn't what this video is about. I'll post a stomach bug preview in the coming days if you'd like, but today's a different kind of health that we're going to be talking about. We're going to go over the Essendon injury list to discuss how everyone's going, how they're all tracking with their rehab. We have a very small injury list compared to other years, which is fantastic. Lots to like about the year so far, a bit to dislike. Let's just get into it. We start with Jaiden Hunter, who has undergone knee surgery, successful knee surgery. He obviously suffered a second ACL injury earlier this month. This comes after stress fractures and a nasty arm injury before that. He's had quite a few setbacks in his young career. Even since coming to us, he played 2 VFL games and then was ruled out for the year. The guy's body just doesn't seem to have the same wavelength as him. Hunter has all but ruled himself out for the season here. Now, there is every chance he can return faster. I've seen some ridiculous ACL recoveries. I think back to Zlatan Ibrahimovic, if you know soccer. He came back after a few months, but even then, you're at risk of doing more damage to your body like he did. So when you see these really quick returns, it's usually not the best for the athlete. In other sports, sure, but in AFL, it's all but sorted that he won't be active for a year, all of 2024, which kind of puts a big question mark over his career. He's out of contract, at risk, and can't really defend his spot on the sidelines. He does, however, give us a free list spot for the mid-season draft, which is a little silver lining. Tex Wanganeen is still going at it very slowly. He had surgery on his foot last year and has been in a moon boot for quite a while now. He's only come out of it in the last few weeks. He hasn't started running yet. He's usually off to the side and training, doing handwork. He can only really do anti-gravity treadmill training as of now. That is the only way he can stay in shape, really, aside from weights and gym. So we aren't going to see him in full training anytime immediately soon. He isn't really much of a chance to play any footy round one. We will see him a bit into the year. Hopefully for him, it's sooner rather than later, because he is another whose future is a bit uncertain. The plan was originally going to be to integrate him into main training in February. I'm not sure if that's still the goal. He hasn't really progressed as much as I personally thought he would by now. Sam Draper, great news. He's doing really well. He is one that you can say is progressing quickly. He is set to be back in main training this week. Could even be there by the time this video gets out, meaning he is right in the mix to play round one footy. He has about a month to get close to game time, game fitness for those preseason matches. We might see him eased into limited minutes if he plays the first practice match, the unofficial one. It's under a month away now against St Kilda. I reckon if he's playing most of that second game, he's in line for round one. That's his expectation, I'd say, but as we know, Scott likes to take it easy and not rush players back, or he did until round 20 last year, but a lot to like here. He's close to returning to main training. Let's hope he can build some match fitness over the next month. The more we see of Draper, the happier we can be as fans. Sam Weideman and Sam Draper have kind of been together for a lot of their rehab, the late stages at least. We saw them both ramp up their running loads at similar times, and Weideman has joined in full training as well at a similar time to Draper. He had an Achilles issue that was prominent late in the year in 2023. He was initially expected to return to full training a bit earlier in the month from memory, but he is there now. He's doing everything he can to put his hand up for selection in round one. Unfortunately for Weeds, he has been on the sidelines watching Harry Jones and Nate Caddy tear up on the track, so he's got a lot of work to do, but he is back. We'll be aiming to build fitness and hopefully show what he has to offer in the practice matches to earn that match day spot. I still don't know if we're actually going to be seeing him play up forward or down back. I personally think it kind of has to be forward, because we are down one big key in Jaiden Hunter, who I spoke of earlier, so depth down there is a little worse for now. And Shiel, we won't be seeing him in round one. He is starting to run now, which is good. It's only light duties at the moment, nothing strenuous like we've seen with Draper and Weideman recently. You got to get through that big high intensity running block before you can really be checked off for a lot of lower body injuries. Shiel had that foot that he went under the knife for late in the year. It's been steady going for a long time. He hasn't even been kicking on his left until recently, but he is starting to get laps done, and if he continues like this without pain, we will see him start to pick up the pace and increase the loads a bit more. Hopefully we see him integrated into main training before round one. That way he doesn't miss out on too much of the season, but we won't be seeing him playing in the opening rounds. We still have quite a long way to go for Shiel. I've talked about the practice games a lot, so I thought I would just end the video going over them for you guys again in case you're unaware. We have 2 practice games leading up to the season, 1 official, 1 planned between the clubs. Both games, however, will be streamed on KO, I believe, and available for members to attend for free, which I think is kind of a necessity for a game without premiership points. The first match is at RSCA Park on the 23rd of February at 2 PM local time. That is a Friday. It is against St Kilda. We don't know yet what the details of this game are, because they don't usually get worked out till closer to the day. Sometimes teams play 8 quarters to rotate. It's kind of different from game to game for the unofficial warm-ups, so can't tell you too much about that. But the second practice match, it's against Geelong, as always. We play them pretty much every pre-season. It's at Cardinia, or GMHBA. Another Friday, March the 1st, 21st, 5:10 local time. These games have set rules, 4 quarters, 20-minute game time, AFL rules. The main difference comes from the interchange, teams going with 26 players instead of 22, and you have unlimited amount of changes on the bench as well, so North Melbourne can relax about breaching the interchange cap. But yeah, that's all. Those are our 2 games leading up to the season. We'll have another big intra-club, which I'll tell you about as well, but that's all for now, really. So that was our small injury list. Hopefully it stays that way until round 1. The hanger seems to be laying off us for now, which is honestly more scary. It's weird to have a pre-season with a relatively fit list. That's all though. Like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to see more like it, and of course, go Bombers.